Hi guys, are you one of the many couples out there due to COVID has the collection of the keys to your BTO delayed by more than a year? HDB has announced recently that if you were to cancel your BTO application, likely there will be no penalty or restriction imposed. But hold that thought, don't cancel your BTO application yet until you watch this video. Let's go. COVID has disrupted many lives, including those who are planning their matrimonial home and looking forward to collecting their BTO keys in due time. But pandemic strikes the whole world, and more than a year ago, we were stuck in a lot of things that we wanted to do. HDB announced recently that during the peak of the pandemic, the BTO delayed almost more than a year. So imagine if you're supposed to collect your keys in 2022, from the delay you can only probably collect your keys in 2023. That if the spread of the virus is checked. However, recently, HDB announced that if you were to cancel your current BTO application, HDB will not likely impose any penalty or restriction to the cancellation. Of course, this is an exception due to the current situation of the pandemic and COVID-19. But before you make that decision, my friend, you need to revisit your plans again. So the most logical option is, of course, to buy a HDB resale flat. But do you know that it is not the normal HDB flat market today? On the contrary, the prices of resale flat has increased by almost 12% over the last 1 year. And there is the component of cash over valuation, COV, in 1 out of 3 resale transactions as reported in the papers recently. For a start, you need to understand your home loan eligibility, your HLE, whether it specifically states in your HLE letter that it is only for BTO flat. If it's not, or if it is, then you need to reapply your HLE because chances are there's slight difference in terms of buying BTO and resale HDB when it comes to home loan eligibility or HDB loan. Buying a resale flat, you are entitled to housing grant, CPF housing grant for that matter. So the first type of grant that you are eligible or if you're entitled to is called the first timer grant. So if you are to buy a 4-room flat or below or smaller, the first timer grant is 50,000. If you are to buy a 5-room and bigger, the first timer grant is 40,000. At the same time, depends on your income bracket or your household income. For all the applicants, you are entitled up to 80,000 of enhanced housing grant. This is something that is subjected to your household income. Third, of course, is the proximity housing grant. If you were to buy a resale flat near your parents and within the 4 kilometers radius, you are also entitled to a proximity housing grant, which is 20,000. So these are the grants that you are able to offset the price of the flat that you are buying. And thirdly, of course, you need to understand from how much ordinary account CPF do you have to again offset the price of the flat that you are buying, because of the fact that the HLE plus the grant and your combined OA would determine the maximum budget that you are able to utilize for your resale flat. But my friend, the tricky part today as first-time buyers is the cash over valuation. If you have read in the papers recently, 1 out of 3 resale transaction in Singapore has a component of COV, or what we call cash over valuation, and it ranges from 20, 30, averaging about 30,000 across the board. Of course, this is just a guide, but as first-time buyer, foregoing your BTO application, you need to stand by this component of cash. Because why? Attributes of the flat do play a part when it comes to having COV. Why am I saying that? Because as seller, as homeowners, if your attributes of your flat, for example, high floor, renovated, unblocked view and that kind of thing, corner. This is the market where HDB owners are able to, you know, milk the asking price. So if you are, you know, if you have interest in that unit, chances are you're in competition with many others, especially upgraders who have the capacity to pay COV if from the sale of their current flat there is cash profit. So guys, you must understand that these are things that you must really take into consideration before thinking of cancelling your BTO application. So then again, if you have any questions or you're not sure about how to go about doing it, contact Nizam today. See you in my next video. Bye bye.